When we are our heart head, and we're speaking from our heart, it isn't that you aren't thinking. We are thinking, but we're thinking more open. So it's always a both end. And let's look at what the more is. You know, you have an idea, I have an idea. It may be different, or you have a stand, I have a stand. Instead of saying my is right, yours is not, we say, okay, it's a both end. And now what's the more? Because
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. What is
what is the more? M-O-R-E.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
both end and more. And the more is the mystery. The more is the thing that will bring us together. Because you see, we're not into right, wrong, power over, power like this, like you said. We're into exploring and allowing the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, the Tao, that power to be our guide. And we just turn it over. And then we look for the more. So it isn't right or wrong. And it isn't, and everybody's valued. Every voice counts. It's different too. There isn't a hierarchy like, oh, well, well, of course we have in our church, we have archbishops and bishops and all of this. And we say, no, we take away all kinds of titles when we're in circle, and we'll just go by Mary and Janet and Anne and Ralph and whatever that is. And when you go with our first names, again, that's our heart chakra that is allowed to open up. Instead of our head saying, oh, they are more important than I am, and I'm not as important. And then we'll say, Janet, we love you. Just imagine that difference.
Or, Anne, you are a unique, living, breathing energy on the planet, and no one can give your gifts to the world except you. How are you going to do that? Who are you? What is your reason for being on this planet? How can you give back? Words, getting back to words for a minute, words separate, divide, and categorize. And we human beings made language up. It's really useful. It's a great tool. But words are not truth. What has been called truth is purely experiential. It's a sense of, when you talk about the heart, but it's a sense of bonding rather than fighting. It's a sense of knowing who you are and standing in your own strength and power, but listening with respect to those other unique human beings around you, and then learning from them. Because none of us knows everything. None of us is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. In these physical bodies, but we can bring our own energy or spirit into a conversation or into a relationship. And just by changing ourselves, we can change the whole dynamic that's going on. So I turn it over to you again.
Well, I just want to give you one example of this. This was a women's spirituality conference that was held in Geneva, and we did a workshop on circle, and the room was packed, and you had all religions or no religion, spiritual or whatever. And in my circle, three things happened. We broke down into small circles. One was a reporter and from Europe. And she started to cry. She said, I've never been in a circle where I have been listened to without judgment.
That's powerful. I'm getting goosebumps as you're saying that.
The two nuns, Buddhist nuns, said, being in this circle reminds me that not only is meditation extremely important, which we're very good at, but we now need to be activists too. And they shifted. Then another woman who was from Israel experienced the circle, and she said, "This has been the most powerful thing, and I am supposed to be doing a television interview on me. An interview on me tomorrow. I want it to be held in a circle. I do not want to do this." And we were in like this movie star's suite, and so we were packed. Couldn't really be a circle, but I could do my Tibetan bow. I could do my other, like this, which is what I do to start a circle, which is the sound that goes into your heart chakra and it connects us. That circle was so powerful. You can't believe it. And the room was just packed. But I said, everybody speak from the heart and you listen from the heart. They did it. And the woman from Israel and the woman from Palestine hugged each other.
You see, this is what happens. The bonding is absolutely amazing to me when it's done well. Now, there is a structure to it. And there is a kind of, I don't even know how to talk about it, but there is a, maybe it's setting up guideposts at the beginning. I don't know how you would phrase it, but for example, one person speaks at a time, which is just like the indigenous talking stick, or the indigenous people sitting around a campfire at night. Okay, so you've got a talking stick there. So the only person who speaks is the person holding the talking stick. One person speaks at a time, and everybody else listens. You don't sit there and think, oh, now let's see, what am I going to say? How can I be in there? It's not that kind of energy. But what one person says as they're speaking from the heart and other people are listening will trigger something from their own experience that then perhaps they want to put that into the space of the circle. You don't get into one-on-one conversations. You don't ask questions usually in a circle. You're simply sharing what you're called to share. And when it's done well, the bonding at the end is absolutely amazing. Nobody wants to leave.
They don't want to leave. And if there is a certain task, you have the collective wisdom. See, that's what's so wonderful. Everyone has contributed to the collective wisdom, which is so much more than we ever even thought when we started. So that synergy, that the whole becomes even bigger and bigger. It's like your logo.